What's up, Blasianeers and Blasianettes? So I finished my binge watch the other night, and I've been looking forward to watching this season all of that week. And so yeah, here is my spoiler-free review for Stranger Things 2 or Stranger Things season 2, but it's basically advertised and titled Stranger Things 2. And so if you're having trouble, finding a spoiler-free review, don't worry, I got you covered. So this season picks up a year after the events of season one. Some characters were able to get on, like move past those events, and some not so much. Like for example, we'll start with Will Byers because he was in the Upside Down, and the nightmare for him is far from over, as you can see in this season, in the trailers. And Mike, who is still dealing with the loss of Eleven, and he's still hoping to reach out to her. And Nancy, who is still consumed with guilt over the loss of Barb, and you can tell that those what each of those characters are going through, it weighs in on them really heavy this season. And and I gotta say, I know I've said this before in my review for season one, but this definitely, I love how they're I just love how this show is a love letter to to the 80s and to 80s movies in general. And you get that, especially if you were if you were a kid at that time, or if you were just a little just a baby at that time. Like at this point of the story in season 2, I was a baby, and in season 1, I wasn't even born yet. It was like the events of season 1 was like right before I was born. And yeah, when you watch these characters, like with the kids, I had friends like them. I had friends exactly like them, and we hung out just the same way as they did. Where they just wanted to hang out, play arcades, play video games, and just hang out and do fun stuff. That. It was a fun time to be a kid at that time, and oh my gosh, and every single cast member has brought their A game to in this season, like they did in season 1. And not to mention, the actor who plays Will, he didn't have much to do in season 1, but here he has a lot more to do. And the scenes in the episodes that he is in, the kid never fails that bone in my mind. I'm like, wow, this kid has really been holding back all that talent. Now they're giving him more to work off of, and he does it magnificently. Wow. The whole cast is, fantastic. He's a part of a strong ensemble, but since, you didn't really see much of him in season 1, but you really see more of him here, and you're just like, wow. He is no exception. He is not. No, I shit you not. Whew. And then we were introduced to some new characters, and Max, who is she's a pretty awesome character, and she's basically like a crush for Lucas and Dustin, and I like how they don't really fight with each other over that. They're just like they're just like how some how some friends are, especially boys, where they're both talking to each other, I know, isn't she cute or whatever, oh wow, she's amazing. But it doesn't get to that point where they're shoving each other, and they're just ugh, I saw her first. But it doesn't, they don't force feed you that. But and then there's another character that would have been my favorite, but we don't see a lot of. So, and I'm thinking, if we've seen more of that character, then that character would have been my favorite as far as new characters go. but they're they left an opening for that character for season 3 for more to explore with that. So I am looking forward to them doing that. And if they don't do that, then that's totally a missed opportunity. But I can't see them not doing that. So, and and I liked how some of the relationships are written in this season. Not in terms of like like being like being a couple. I mean like like where new friendships are developed. Like it just like characters that you would not see interacting in season 1 or even think that would be developing those kind of bonds in season 2. It just it's all written really well. I mean, like, just without giving it away, I mean, it's all written really well. One one relation, like one of those relationships in particular, it really stands out like a sore thumb. And the actors who put in the, like who plays those characters in that particular relationship, man, fantastic. I mean, it's really, really, really. I mean, like, damn. I just can't think of a word. I mean, like, that's just how good it is. I mean, that's just how good they really are. But and yeah, I mean, like the threat and is much greater this season, and I can't help but feel scared for the characters like as it goes on, and you start to like and you really feel the uncertainty of their safety like as it pans out. You're like any of these characters can die. It's not like something. It's not like it's based off of a comic book or a book like where which characters are going to survive and etc. I mean, like you're like they could take any of these characters out. I mean, that's what's scary about these shows these days. Like where characters can be taken out at any given moment. But oh my gosh! And the season finale is really, really epic. Really epic. You gotta tighten your seatbelts for that when you get to that season finale, and it's oh my gosh. This season is definitely groundbreaking, and in my opinion, and really topped season 1, and it did a lot more than just live up to the hype. It surpassed it, and with that all being said, this gets 5 solid chair spins out of 5. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 solid chair spins. Then I was turned into 6. I wouldn't have minded if it did that. But yeah, and when it gets to Halloween, it happens much sooner in this season than I thought it would. I thought it would come like much further down the stretch, like near the season finale, but no, it actually happens a bit sooner than that. And I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I just thought they would wait until like near the end of the season for that to happen. But oh well, it is what it is. and like since you do see them dressed up in as Ghostbusters, I will say that there is a couple, there's a couple nods to the, Ghostbusters. I mean, you'll notice them, like when you watch season 2. And there is another nod, but if you don't want to know what that is, just cut away right now. Cut away right now. I mean, I gave you my rating. I told you what I thought of season 2, so cut away. But, okay, now here we go. I think that it has a slight nod to Gremlins. If you've watched season 2, I think you understand what I mean. Like when you do really see that nod. I don't think that was an intentional nod. I don't know, but that's just from my point of view. My personal point of view, or that's what I am seeing. I don't know if that's what they were intending, but that's what I see. Like when that happens in the show. I'm like, oh, it seems like a nod to Gremlins. So, yeah, I mean, like, you definitely need to watch season 2. You're in for an awesome, you're definitely in for a fantastic, delicious, juicy treat. And, man, I want to binge watch it again. That's how good it is. And so yeah, if you guys enjoyed my review for season, for Stranger Things 2 or season 2, whichever, yeah, like Stranger Things 2 as they basically titled it, make sure you thumb up the video, click subscribe, and thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, y'all.